This is a review of the Magreel 120-piece fly fishing lure set. So nice basic two-sided fly box, has this little lanyard on there. Looks like this is also removable. And if you really don't like it, you can completely remove it, which I will probably do. Alright, so let's get to the flies in the fly box. It's got the rubber seal around the outside of this, so ideally it should seal when you close it. Prevent your flies from getting all wet, so that's nice. Now the flies themselves, a lot of these I'm not recognizing as normal fly patterns. That's not a good sign. Seems they are kind of some unique buggers. I would think good for bass especially, since bass tend to eat some crazy looking things. As far as trout are concerned, I mean they might eat some of these. Well, it's not coming apart in my hand, so that's good. Usually something you'll notice on cheaper flies is the holes will be full of glue. These ones don't appear to have that, but they do have the hackle kind of sticking past the lip here, so it is slightly blocked. You could definitely get a line through there. Kind of an interesting assortment of flies here. This has got to be one of the most interesting ones I've ever seen. For some reason they put a giant piece of foam on the end. So like I said, that might work actually pretty good for bass or something who likes those big crazy looking presentations. I'd be surprised if a trout went after something like this. A lot of these also I noticed are rather large, so I'm guessing they won't really float without some definite help from floatant. So that's that side. These are also pretty gigantic. Got some nymphs here, almost like a worm imitation, like a sandworm worm imitation a little bit. That actually might work pretty good for trout. These little rubber legs. That looks somewhat familiar. Here's a streamer. Not the best looking streamer I've ever seen. It's very light, so you definitely need quite a lot of weight on this, I think. Curious what that actually looked like in the water. Oh, look at that, hiding under the streamers. That actually might work as a good nymph as well. These yellow streamers are honestly pretty bad. I don't know if I'd even bother tying that on. That's kind of the overview of the different flies and stuff like that. Let's do a quick little test to see if these actually float without floatant. This is definitely supposed to be a dry fly, looks like. Alright, they're actually performing better than I thought they would. Oh. Yeah. That's kind of what I thought. As soon as they get wet, they're going to sink right to the bottom, so you'll definitely need floatant for these. It's one of those weird foam ones. So the foam one, even after it gets wet, floats. Hence why there's that giant piece of foam on it. It just looks strange is all. So what about this streamer, right? See how this looks. Not very good. Yeah, they sink weird, they float weird. Not optimal for catching a fish. Yeah, I would say a trout might eat that. That one sinks pretty good. Oh yeah, a couple of these nips I say are worth it. So all that being said, the box is nice. Can't complain there. The flies are about what you would expect for, you know, cheaper flies. So I'd recommend this for someone who's kind of new. Just a little starter bundle just to get used to casting a fly out there and getting your line wet and not worrying about losing them. I'd say this is a good little starter kit. Probably not going to outfish, you know, your $4 a fly at your local fly shop, but, you know, not a bad little bundle for what it is.